Good evening.
Good evening and Merry Christmas, everybody.
It's that time of year
I
again.
know, Ken, it's been that time of year in my house since October.
That's just wrong, Dave. You know it. And
It
for
was
everyone
beginning
out
of
there
Black
that
Girl
doesn't
Christmas for
understand,
me for a
Christmas is
long
in December. December. Just saying.
time.
Isn't that biblical, by the way?
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
Okay. I want to hear about that. I want to
That
hear,
is,
Dave, how Christmas is actually in October from the Bible's point of view.
oh yeah.
So we'll see. Whoop. Where'd you go? Looks like we lost Dave. It's just me. So I'm going to run the show right now while we're waiting.
I don't know
There
why
he
it dropped
is.
me. That's weird.
There he is.
Yeah, yeah, you talked about Christmas being in October and it just that kicked me from it. It's like that kind of heresy just it couldn't take that.
Nope, absolutely not. So what have you been up to this week?
Uh uh Overachieving like a bandit. I've written 4 sermons, so I'm like surviving on caffeine. Sleep. You ever get that thing where you're thinking so much you can't shut your head off and
Oh,
so much
yeah.
is going on that you
Mhm.
can't just like turn your brain off?
Yep.
Um, so I've been doing that. Christmas is busy. Um,
Yes. Very busy.
I'm ready to be done and out of here.
Yeah, I know you and I were talking a little bit before the show about, like, we need to slow the Christmas season down a little bit. It's too fast and too busy. It's just and people stress themselves out, and it's just, um, it's gone too amped up. I just think it's part of our society, part of our culture, and it's just sometimes it's like, let's slow down a little bit, you know? Let's slow down and focus on what Christmas is really about.
Yeah. Um, so my kids are asleep, so I don't mind sharing this. Not only am I been writing sermons and just being stressed, I've been wrapping gifts for the last like 3, 4 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Um, and
I
so I my son doesn't even have that many gifts. My one child, my one boy, but gift wrapping is the worst.
I have all the gifts, but I haven't wrapped anything yet.
So we made a game plan. We were gonna do a kid a night, and so far we have not done that.
Nice.
And we had what we do this thing. Good tip for everybody next Christmas. If you have kids, buy one gift a month every month, and they're guaranteed 12 gifts. And on top of that, you won't have spent oodles amount of money in December.
Yeah.
Because most people wait to buy their Christmas gifts in November, December, and then they're like, "What have we done to our bank account?" But if you're
Yeah.
buying in January, you might say, "Dave, what am I buying in January?" Your kid's going to be bigger in December. Buy
Yeah.
clothes ahead.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we did that. We bought gifts throughout the whole year, and then we bought some extra this month and last month. But when you're wrapping like almost 20 things,
Yeah, it gets old.
um, there's 2 hours. I think I was wrapping for 2.5 hours. Then another day, it felt like 3 hours.
It was actually only 10 minutes both times.
No, I was watching a Hallmark movie during the one time. It was 2 hours.
There you go, that's why.
Uh, that one felt like 2 hours. We'll get to that. It was 2 hours of just like, ugh. And so I don't okay, so I don't know about you, Ken. Do you do the thing where every year you watch a YouTube video to help you rap?
I no. I'm sure there's a lot of YouTube videos though, that tell you how to rap,
Yeah,
but
I watched a Southern woman rap presence, and she did it wrong. She tapes the wrapping paper to the box.
did she use butter?
I mean, she should have. How bad of a job she did. I would have probably made it better. And then we watched Japanese gift wrappers. They're wrapping things that are like, 2 feet by 4 feet in like a minute and a half.
Huh.
And then okay, so here's something for you. Let's date ourselves for a second. Do you remember when the mall had a gift wrapping center in the middle of the mall?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do they do that anymore?
I think some stores still do. Some department stores will still do that.
Like,
but
I
you
remember
don't see a lot of
Sears had one.
I think, I
Was
know
used to.
department stores, it wasn't that long ago I saw that, like, a couple years ago. So I know some of them are still doing it. Um, and you think about it, that's a good Christmas gig, to wrap people's presents for them. I think they should just make boxes that look like wrapping paper, then you're done, you know?
No, you know what they did for men? They invented the bags.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what they did. And
that would work too.
you
Absolutely.
just one year, dad wrapped the gifts because everyone's gifts are in bags around the tree.
Mhm. Or newspaper, wrap them in newspaper,
Did
if
you
anyone
what
still
that
gets
reminds me of?
newspaper.
Did you ever have to wrap your textbooks in high school?
Oh, yeah, in the brown paper bags.
And some people would wrap them in, like, the funnies in the newspaper.
Yeah. I used to draw all over mine once they were done, even though we weren't supposed to do that. I did it anyway. I'd draw cartoons on them and stuff. That was that was fun,
But,
but
yeah, we were up until the wee hours of the morning wrapping gifts. We're still not done. Um, and on top of that, my daughter, she is just playing. She's not snooping, and she finds, like, one. So I'm like, and uh, I do the thing where I try to hide things in plain sight, so you're just like, there's no way that is what I think it is. It isn't, you're right. But when
I
I try
have
to
some I
yeah,
have some presents that have been in plain sight. Actually, this year, normally I do everything at the last minute, but this year I actually, for the last several months, I've been accumulating things. And I was like, "Oh, that's gonna be a Christmas present for so and so or whatever." So I've had a lot of my Christmas shopping done already.
nice.
Um, and some of it's actually been out in plain sight and people don't even realize it. They won't know till Christmas. So, and I haven't said anything, so they would have no way of knowing. But, yeah, I just, thought maybe this year, as stuff came up, like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that for so and so." Amazon's a great thing. Amazon's a great tool, for that sort of thing. So that's what I've been doing. But
I got a Christmas gift for you I can't wait for you to get.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's not a
It's
Hallmark
actually
movie.
it's not a gag gift either. It's like a, "Wow."
It's a picture of you.
No, I wish. I didn't get a signed picture of me for you this year.
Ah,
Um,
next
that
year.
is that is for everyone listening, gives your best friend a signed picture of you and then tell them that'll be worth something one day.
Someday.
It is it's the chef's kiss of gifts,
A
let me
1,000
tell
years
you.
in the future, maybe. But,
They're gonna find it and be like, "Who is this celebrity?"
well, I wanna show you, some stuff I've been up to. I've been promising to show some pictures of this for a while,
Oh, yeah.
but this is a cabinet, and that is not part of the cabinet, that little white thing that's on the right door. That's in the picture for some reason. It's weird, but
Did,
anyway,
like, Cody slamp a Band-Aid on your cabinet when you weren't paying
that's what it
attention?
looks like, but it's like, I don't know how that got there. It's not even on the cabinet.
Yeah.
But anyway, I built this, for my wife. She's putting, her doll houses on it that she makes, and, this was a challenge. This has, raised panel doors. I had never done that before.
That's cool.
Um, so that was fun. I've known how to do it as far as watching videos, but I never actually tried it myself. So I tried it this time. And I'm like, "Hey, this is actually cool." And it wasn't that hard. So, and then the drawers have like molding on them and stuff. So that's maple and,
Wow.
it's an espresso finish.
Okay.
And, yeah, the top is a plywood with a solid maple border, and then the rest of it's, a mixture of the finished plywood and the, maple stuff. So, yeah, no, that was fun, and a challenge, and the thing weighs like 6 million pounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Um,
real wood? How much is that?
I'll tell you what, it's funny because take a guess on how much wood, as far as money, do you think that costs?
Are you in for, like, $1,000?
You're about right, believe it or not.
Really?
Crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, maple, it doesn't matter what
Mhm.
finished wood you get, even finished pine's expensive, but you get into the hardwoods and stuff, they're, since the inflation the last several years, it's like double what it used to be.
Yeah.
Um, but, you know, I don't do these very often, so, I actually started making this. I actually made the face frame. When you look at the front, you see the face frame around the doors and stuff. I made the original version out of pine because I had some pine and I didn't
Wow.
like it. So I ripped it apart and started over. So, I actually made 2 different versions of that and took them apart. And then I was like, I'm just going to go maple. I'm just going to do this. It'll be done. It'll be, hopefully an heirloom down the road. Um, and I just, I love the way it turned out. It's very satisfying to see
Yeah.
it finally finished. Um, Something else I did earlier this year for my youngest grandson,
Yeah. I've
this
I've
crib
seen this, y'all. It is the picture doesn't do justice on how amazing this thing is.
this was, my oldest son bought plans off the internet, and so I kinda went off of that. So there was a bit of a challenge because usually I'm making stuff, I'm designing it, I'm figuring it out, I'm making drawings, whatever. This was already done for me, which you would think, "Oh, that's easier, right?" Well,
Hmm.
for me, it wasn't easier because I had to kind of decipher this other guy's plans and figure out exactly what he was doing, where he was going. And of course, the measurements are critical because you're fitting a crib mattress in there, right?
Yeah.
So there's a certain size, and then making sure that you meet all the safety standards and stuff because this is a little kids thing. Well, it's not just a crib. There's also a toddler bed. So this thing it comes apart and you put it together, the face frame
Wow.
comes off. And then also the third stage is an actual bed
Yeah.
for it's a twin size bed. So you gotta be precise on everything. You can't just, well, I'm gonna do this a little bit different. No, if you do it different, it won't fit. So this guy actually obviously spent a lot of time engineering this. So I had to sit and spend a fair amount of time deciphering this thing and figuring out. And on top of that, some of the hardware he spec'd out was discontinued, so I had to come up with
Oh,
something
wow.
different on some of it. So, you go to these specialty hardware sites, and sometimes some things change. So, um, but yeah, no, this was my challenge earlier this year, and that sat in my garage for several months. And usually, I'm part of like taking it to its new home. Um, This time I came home one day and it was gone. I'm like, "I didn't even get to say goodbye," but I know where it is. I know where it lives, so I can go anytime and visit. So, um, but yeah, this was a challenge. And then, this is my next challenge.
Did you get in on that?
Bought this week
What?
and, bought it out of, where did we buy it from? Fort Myers. It's rough. It's rough. It's drivable, but it's rough. Um, but it's the perfect project car. And my youngest son, he had expressed interest in following in his brother's footsteps. And I was like, okay, you don't need to twist my arm too much. This is just an excuse. So yeah, it's a GT. It's an '01 GT, the 4.6 V8. It's got like 300 horsepower. It's a manual transmission. The back end has been re-geared,
Hmm.
so it goes even faster. The way it's geared, so it runs at a little higher RPM, but you punch that accelerator, it puts you back in your seat. So, um, so we're just getting started on, I'm actually going to Clearwater on Saturday to pick up some rims and wheels, new wheels, because these things
Wow.
are way too big. They're 22-inch rims on that thing, which is ridiculous. And the one on the right side front is trashed. It's ruined. So, we can't even, yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see if that Corvette's faster. Probably is. It probably is. Um, yeah, so, I'm picking up actually picking up some wheels, some rims and tires that came off of another Mustang that was wrecked.
Okay.
And literally, according to the description, and it looks like it, these tires only have like 200 miles on them. So I'm
Wow.
getting them for a steal. So, um, so yeah, we're starting. And what I love about the Mustang, this is the second one I've done, and of course
Yeah.
my oldest son, he's done 3, is they're very user friendly. They're very affordable to buy these older ones and to work on them. The parts are available and cheap. As far as the cost, they're just a very user friendly, get your hands dirty type of car that you can really have fun with too. So, um, yeah, next time you come down, you'll have to
Check it out.
check it out. Right now, it has no mufflers,
Ooh.
and my father-in-law was over the other day. I said, "Hey, let me, yeah, yeah, I'll start it for you." He said, "It's loud." Oh, it was loud.
Yeah.
He jumped. He jumped pretty high when I when I started it up. I felt kind of bad. I was like, "Yeah, I told you it was loud. It's got no mufflers, so we got to take care of that too." But yeah, it's a gonna be. I think it's gonna be a fun project and something right now different than wood. It'll be metal and rubber and plastic and glass and air. So
I think that so I've been your son and I have talked. Um it's a project that he and I've talked about is a finding an old 90s Toyota pickup. Can you imagine redoing an old Toyota
I
pickup?
would I would love to get a. I used to have I had a '99 Tacoma with a four-wheel drive with the big tires on it, stick shift,
Oh yeah.
and I wish if I could find one of those, I'd pick it up and just to, do the same thing. I'd work on it and be like a pleasure vehicle. It'd just be fun. I always
They're
wanted one of those, and then I got one, and then I let it go, and I wish I still had it.
I was following some guy who restored a Chevy Square Box pickup
Yeah,
from like the 80s and 90s, and
yeah,
that was a cool from beginning to end, restoring it back to like right off the line, so to speak, original
yeah.
color. Well, he went with hot, like a really hot teal, but as original as it could be, with a couple of the nice little updates like the Bluetooth stuff. But imagine just
I'm
bringing it back.
I'm fascinated with these guys that will take vehicles like that and do this body work and this restoration and like because I don't know how to do that, right? So I'm
Yeah,
fascinated by what I I would love to watch them do this. I watch some shows, but the shows don't get detailed enough. I just want to sit there and watch somebody do this. Like I'll spend hours watching them do something just to see how do you do that, you know? Um, and just all the different things they do when they're done, the car shows we've been to, you're looking at some of these cars, and you're like, how many hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours, are into these things, and they look beautiful, So I'll never be at that skill level. This is very, rudimentary. This is very beginning, but um, I'm fascinated by that stuff. I guess probably a lot of it because I don't know how to do it, and it's way outside my realm of knowledge, or
well,
skill level.
it's a cool thing to do. Like in your case, it's a cool thing to do with your son.
Yeah,
It's also like I'll see people with their jacked up F-150s and their special mufflers, their underglow kits, and I will tell my wife, I'm like, "That's that man's hobby. Like, that's
yeah,
what he does."
yeah,
And he'll either turn around and sell that thing for more than he purchased it for, or he'll just park it and get a new one.
yeah.
I'm wondering, so we are not a car channel, but, we do and we like people to have fun, that's one of the things, we wanna have fun here. Are you, if they introduce the K trucks in the US, would you pick one of those up? Those little 10 grand trucks that are size of a matchbox, like they're talking about?
I don't know. I mean, it, I'd hate to get into an accident with one of those things. Big
Oh,
tin
yeah.
coil.
Yeah, yeah, look,
But
of course, he says, "Yes."
it'd be fun. It
Uh,
would be. It would be fun. You know.
I had my grandfather, I love him so much, they bought a smart car. That was the scariest vehicle I had ever driven in my life.
I can imagine. I can
It
imagine.
was tiny. If a I never drove it on the highway, but I drove they live not too far from us. I drove it around town, and, like, if you went next to like, if your Mustang drove by, I would feel like, "Duh!" You're grabbing both of the whatever you call those handles, like
Some of the trucks now, you could probably drive underneath it, and just, like, stay under there, like the, Griswold's Christmas there, Christmas Vacation, be underneath the vehicle. I yeah, those things, I look at those and I'm like, if you slammed on the brakes hard enough, wouldn't it just tumble forward? It looks like it's as wide as it is deep. It just doesn't seem. And the other thing is those things don't get nearly as much good gas mileage as you think they do.
Mm-mm.
It's
No, no,
like,
no. It's all hype. Now, here's the funny thing about the smart cars. You and three other guys could pick it up.
oh
And
yeah,
and so what people did was they pick up the smart car and they turn it 180 degrees around, or they'd move it up the block.
or if you turn it sideways to where you can't get it out, you know. We had a teacher in our school, our high school, and I don't think they picked it up, but they jacked up the back of her car just enough to where the wheels would just spin. And so she got in it and she couldn't, and then she went in to get the principal. And then, of course, they took the jack out and left. And so when he came out, it was fine. And she was like, drove her nuts, I guess. But yeah, some of those little cars, yeah, you get a few guys on them, you could pick the thing up and move it. Um,
I think I read like because they moved it like a block and a half away, it technically counted as Grand Theft Auto.
just don't get caught. You'll be okay.
Yeah. No, my gracious. Well, speaking of the Griswold Christmas vacation, I love to do these with you. I like to get your insight. I have a tier list of Christmas movies for you.
Well, let's
So
let's
Ken
introduce
is
that.
of course, our resident Gen Xer. They've watched every movie that you've ever seen, including ones that you haven't seen. And so, Ken, there's going to be some controversy here, some of which you're just going to agree with. This is which Christmas movies. There's categories legendary, self-explanatory, great, good, bad, horrible, trash, or of course, I've never watched it.
Well, let's
So,
start this off right with the right intro.
oh,
There we go.
was that a like an Aztec temple?
Yes,
Because it has
an AI
tears.
Aztec temple. It did. It did.
You've seen it, I haven't. All right, so starting with Christmas movies, let's um let's start with possibly the most famous. It's a Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
You're gonna shoot
Oh,
your eye with that out. Shoot your eye with that, kid.
we see that every year. Um, yeah, I'm gonna put that in the good category.
Cool. I think I've watched it a handful of times. It's sure there. It's sure fine. He still acts, by the way. Did you know that?
Well, they did a new one, a sequel of that like 3 years ago, and
No,
all the original cast members were in it except for the father. He's dead. Um, and of course they're all grown up and stuff. And we watched it. I'm like, that was actually pretty good.
huh.
Sometimes sequels are really horrible. Now they did a sequel to that years ago, like way back then. It was different people, and it was terrible. But
Okay.
this was everyone was there. They're all grown up, and it was actually pretty good. It was pretty good.
All right. I think this is the best copy of the Christmas Carol. What do you think of the Muppets Christmas Carol?
I do. Ooh, yeah. I'll I'll put that under great because I do like the Muppets. How many versions of Christmas Carol are on here? I didn't see
I
how
got
many
to see.
versions.
We got that one up there. One. That's two. That's technically the Christmas Carol. Three.
Yeah.
Um.
I don't see George C. Scott's version. I think that's the best one, George C. Scott. You ever
So
seen that one?
I might have. Here's my thought about the Muppets. This is not. I don't think this is a bad take about the Muppets. When it comes to the Muppets, I think the Muppets are great in retellings of books.
Mhm.
So like you have them do their hi ho, whatever,
Yeah.
and they're like retelling Dickens or Journey to the Center of the Earth or Treasure Island. They are really good at just making a classic book silly.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know what the Muppets are good for anymore. They should stick to that. Jim Henson's, is his company was really good. They have their silly music. I think that's their sweet zone, but I don't think they really do a lot of good stuff with the Muppets other than that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but there you go. I'm saving this one. I'll save that one.
I knew that was gonna
All
be on
right.
there.
I don't even know why this is here. Is Gremlins a Christmas movie?
You know, it took place during Christmas.
So, but does that make it a Christmas movie?
Of death and destruction, and, you know, it's funny because I saw it as a kid, and then a few years ago, I saw it again, I'm like, "Man, this movie's really, like, morbid, and it's a horror movie." Um, I'm gonna say yeah, I'm gonna say bad is probably where it needs to stay.
That
You know,
is it.
it was targeted to kids too, I remember that, and I'm as an adult, I'm like, "I don't think I'd let my little kid watch that because it was just, like, you know, literally people were dying, you know? And, yeah. But yeah, it happened during Christmas.
That is
So,
the most 80s movie, one of the most 80-ish,
oh,
that kind of 80s movie.
100%, 100%.
Um, it's up there in the same vein as Labyrinth.
Yeah, it really is. It's funny. I mean, I think it's more well known than Labyrinth, but,
Ugh, thank
um,
God.
yeah. Oof.
All right, let's do a classic, another one. Miracle on 34th Street.
Is that the new version or the old one?
That's the original.
I've seen it once. Um, I'll leave it in the good pile because it's a classic.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but I didn't really grow up with it either.
Yeah, there are some people, like my wife will do this one for her. She watched Elf every single Christmas. How about
Yeah,
you?
we
Elf
do too.
where
We do too.
where does
I'm
Elf
gonna
sit for
put
you?
that in the I would say actually, yeah, I think good is a good place for it.
I
I
I
think
think
I'm good with that.
I'd put that up here. It is a solid Christmas film. There's no spiritual stuff at all. It's just fun, you know?
Yeah, no, I do like it. I do like it. I know, some people hate it. But I think with Christmas movies, either you love it or you hate it a lot of times. Um,
So here's
but I
okay, well
like it.
let's do this one. What about Home Alone?
I'm gonna put that let me put it this way. Let's move Elf to great and leave Home Alone at good.
Okay,
Let's do
okay.
that. Because like I think I said this a couple weeks ago. I just saw Home Alone in its entirety for the first time this year. I'd
Okay.
never watched the whole thing together, and I thought, "Not bad." So, I can't put it in the bad pile. I'll put it in the good pile, though.
It's a good film. No way this could happen today. Like,
No.
if your mom left you at home, you'd be like, "Mom, where are you?"
Yeah,
Um,
exactly, exactly.
it it is a very 90s movie. I think, like so I watched it as a kid. Every little boy like that was thinking they were if in my case, you're talking we my brother and I were like, "If we get left at home, we have to protect our house."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the house thieves, they weren't very smart, but,
No, no,
the kid, he
because
was smart other than he didn't call the police and say, "Hey, I'm in trouble," but,
yeah,
um,
but if
he took the
there had to
creative
be a
way.
plot to the movie.
Yeah, it would've been boring if he had just called the police. It would've been over in, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was or like I said, today he'd be like he'd send a text to his mom, and
Yeah.
then,
"Hey, where are you?"
and then CPS would come and take all their kids away.
Truth.
Fantastic movie, definitely up there. All right, let's see. Okay, let's do a twofer at one time. I'm gonna put both of these up here. Hold on, where is the other one? Where is the Jim Carrey Grinch? There it is. I'll put all the Grinch movies up there together. So you got the original Grinch, the cartoon. You have the Jim Carrey one, and you have I think it was Benedict Cumberbatch who did the voice in the newest cartoon one.
I'm gonna put Jim Carrey's Grinch as good. I'm gonna put the other 2 as bad because I just don't care for them.
Okay. Did you know that he had to get, like, special, like, CIA training or FBI training to deal with the costuming?
No.
Because he was in the costume for so long, was giving him, like, PTSD, so they had to hire in specialists to help him
Huh,
not go crazy.
and he's already
It's a
crazy, so it probably didn't
it
help.
maybe it was the Grinch costume that pushed him over the edge.
Yeah, he's a interesting guy. I mean, he is funny, but, yeah, I wouldn't have well, I guess, if you're already close to crazy, being in a costume might push you over the edge.
Does he even do it? Does he do comedies anymore?
He did, I'm trying to think of the name, he's done some sequels to a movie
Oh, Sonic.
recently. Yes,
Yeah, didn't watch any
and
of those.
no, I haven't seen him either. The reason why, he said, is because he needed the money. I guess he's not very good with his money. So, that's why he did the sequels. He said he needed the money. He's been spending too much money, and he realized, "I'm getting low on funds." So,
You know what? I can respect the hustle.
yeah, yeah,
I I've been in many with my money, I
yeah,
gotta work.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
He shouldn't have gotten that situation, but he worked to get himself out of it. All
yeah.
right. I don't think we ever talked about this. What do you think about Tim the Toolman Taylor? And what do you think about a like Santa Claus? This is Tim Allen.
Alright, I like the first one, so I would probably put that at good. The other ones I don't like.
Are they
It's
even
like
in
they should
here?
have stopped at the first one.
So Santa Claus 2, and do they have a Santa Claus 3? Oh, right
Yeah, they
there.
do, unfortunately.
All right. So where am I
Honestly,
putting the other two?
um, trash.
Real? Wow.
I don't
Okay.
like them.
So the first one I thought was great. The second one where he has to find a wife in like a week and a half
Yeah.
is a
I
little
just
much.
didn't yeah, I thought they were beating a dead horse at that point. Like, yeah, the first one I liked. It was like, good. You could stop it right there, not do anything else, but they had to keep going. So, I like Tim Allen. I love him as a actor. Um, I think he stands for good morals and stuff
Y-
in what he does. I just didn't care I've seen all 3 of those movies. I just didn't care for the last 2.
I uh I know that he's been reading the Bible very publicly lately. He's been
Mhm.
looking into his faith. I know that he's come a long way, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
He went to jail for drugs, like selling drugs, didn't he, or something like that? I might
His
be mistaking there,
his
misspeaking
father
there.
was murdered. I he no, he there's a mugshot of him from years ago, way back when, but I know his father was murdered, and he was coming to terms with that recently with, Charlie Kirk, and he
Yeah,
said that he's forgiven the guy that did it now. So I was like, that's awesome. It's
praise the
so
Lord.
yeah, yeah.
I have watched a little bit of the TV show that Disney Plus has with him in it. Um, I just was bored, so maybe I need to give it a little more. Don't really know.
I
All right.
haven't watched it yet.
They do mention I'm gonna do all of the Christmas Carol movies at one time here. Is there any others? All right, so Scrooged and the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol.
I like the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol. I hate the Scrooged.
All right, where are they going?
The Jim Carrey can stay in the good. The Scrooge can go in the trash. I hate that movie.
I it's a very again, another one of those really 80s movies.
Oh, 100%.
Um,
100%.
I like Bill Murray usually.
Yeah, I just didn't like that movie. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like a lot, like, again, from, you got Bill Murray, Steve Martin, that crowd, and I like a lot of what they've done, and there's some stuff that I hate what they've done. So, um, I like Steve Martin and, uh, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Hey,
Him and
that's
John
on here.
Candy.
Where is that?
Ooh, is it?
Yeah, I just saw it. Planes, Trains, and
Uh,
Automobiles. Where's that
yeah,
going?
that's going up to, Legendary.
Is that really a Christmas movie?
It's technically a Thanksgiving movie, but now here's the crazy thing. I think I've talked about this before. It's actually rated R. It's like, why would it be rated R? I've seen it because there's one scene in it where Steve Martin goes nuts and it's the F bomb for like 10 seconds. If you know where it is, you just skip over it. You're good to go. I mean, it could be a children's movie for everything else. So, unfortunately, they had to do that. But the rest of the movie's great. Him and John Candy, um, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So that's definitely a movie that's in the legendary department for me.
John Candy is a legend.
Mhm.
Again, this is
Yep.
another one of those movies that could only be made in the 80s and 90s, um,
Yeah.
because no one would be taking all those things. Cell phones would change everything. You know,
Yeah.
these things are super convenient, but man, have they ruined so much at the same
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
you know? It's funny how a lot of the older films are towards the top and a lot of the newer stuff is in the middle.
Mhm.
Though, that's not true, I guess. Elf is up there. That's I think that's new. I think that came out in, like, 2003? It's not really that new?
I know. It's funny. It doesn't feel like it's been out that long, but it has. Like
And
20
then
years,
Muppets
22
Christmas
years.
Carol came out in the '90s, '80s. This Grinch came out in the '90s. This came out in, like, '94. So, fun fact for everyone who loves the Santa Claus, that kid right there, he's almost 40, if he's not in his 40s now.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
This kid, he is near 50.
And the Santa Claus movie, when you think that is definitely a '90s movie.
Oh, yeah.
The '90s sweaters they were wearing and stuff, huge '90s.
It's a time capsule of excellence. I thought like, every time I watch it, I'm like, "Wow, it is right there." Alright,
Yeah.
we need to do the Arnold. Have you seen this one?
I think I saw it once a long time ago.
He's, like, trying
Um,
to get how back in the '90s, they had, like, those toys that everyone had to have that year? So, like, it was Tickle Me Elmo.
I remember it. Yes, I remember that movie.
So, yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
trying
put
to get
that.
his kid the superhero toy, and he gets all the hijinks to get it at the mall.
I'm not sure I can rate that because I barely remember the movie.
So I'll put it here.
Yeah, I don't wanna do injustice because I can't remember if it was good or bad. It's been that long. I saw it when it first came out. I saw it in the theater, I think. So that's how long it's been. I don't remember whether I liked it or not.
I'm gonna be incredibly unfair and put this one here. This is a movie that I think are for people who like to paint their toenails and their fingernails black. But anyway.
Yes. Yeah. It's good in its own way. It
Yeah,
is. You have to appreciate where he's coming from. Tim Burton is that type of dude. I remember, I think he did Edward Scissorhands,
that's right. Yeah.
and that's a classic as far as I'm concerned. It's a weird, it's that weird personality that he has. It's, but yeah, I did kind of like that movie. It was just in its own style.
Where would we put it? Just leave it where it is?
Yeah, I think good is okay.
And I didn't have you rate The Christmas Carol by Jim Carrey. Where did we put that one?
Um, oh boy. I'm gonna put that I'm gonna keep that in good too.
We need like a yeah, we need a doesn't hate it category, to be honest. Like, not good, not bad, just it's
Yeah,
fine, you
because this,
know?
this the categories goes from good to bad. It's like we need one in the middle there, but that's okay.
Alright, let's see if I can add a category. Add a row above. Um, we're just gonna make it, I don't know. Let's make it gray and, like and it will be didn't hate it. Oh, why did it do that? Hold on. Good, new no. We're pushing you down, and you're getting changed.
There we go.
Didn't hate it. So I'm putting this one down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's fine. Oh, see, okay, because you said something, the Polar
Ooh.
Express.
I mean, I'm gonna put yeah. I don't like it. There's specific reasons why I don't like the Polar Express. One, and maybe people could say I'm being nitpicky, but the impression I got was they made Santa Claus out to be God. That's what I don't
Okay.
like about that movie. The rest of it was okay, but that part where they, like, were almost worshiping him and they made him out like he's God, I didn't like that, and since it's a little kid's movie, that's what I didn't like about it.
So where should I put
So,
it?
I'm gonna put that in honest right where it is in the bad category, just for that reason.
All right, let's do the most controversial one on the list. Die Hard.
I It's a good movie.
It is a great movie.
Yeah, I think it'll stay in the good category. I'm not gonna put it up top because, I mean, is it a Christmas movie? I don't remember it being a Christmas movie, so I'd probably have to watch it again. Maybe I'd be like, "Oh yeah, it is a Christmas movie," but I'll put it as good.
The argument is that it's like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles that takes place during Christmas. And
Yeah,
so, does that make it a Christmas movie?
yeah, it's
So,
all right. We'll put it to great. I'll give it great. That's a happy medium.
so here's my problem with. So I do think it's a Christmas movie, but that puts me in trouble. Do you know why? Because The Wiz takes place at Christmas time.
Oof. Well, if I didn't give it the great status, I'd be a hypocrite because that Planes, Trains, and Automobiles I put as legendary, and it's not a Christmas movie, but it's a Thanksgiving movie. It's a holiday movie.
It's a
Holiday movie.
holiday movie.
Close enough.
Oh, oh man, it's a holiday movie. We're not gonna do all of these. There's a lot here. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll have to do this one though. Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah, that's I have to put that up there in the great pile.
Who's that? Chevy Chase, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's again Steve Martin, John Candy, Chevy Chase. They all were breaking out at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. John Candy, of course, is dead.
Yeah.
I don't, and Steve Martin is still out there. Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase is looking real old these days.
Yeah, they are old. I mean,
Well,
both of
Steve
them
Martin's
are.
been looking old forever. He's had white hair
Yeah.
his entire career, right?
He had like salt and pepper hair back when he was on SNL in the 70s.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's had white, I think, like, in the 80s, his hair was white. So, at
And even
least I
though we
remember
dropped
that
it
being that way.
down into trash, what's his name? Steve. It's not Steve Martin. It's Martin
Bill Murray?
Martin Short.
Oh, Martin Short.
Yeah. So Martin
Yeah,
Short,
he's
Bill
still
Murray,
around.
Chevy Chase, and Steve
Martin Sh
Martin.
Martin Yeah, Martin Short's still around.
Yeah, the Martin Short, Bill Murray, Chevy Chase, and Steve Martin, they're all like they all work together. That was the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, they were like
So,
kind of the Rat Pack or whatever they were back in the day.
if you had A Christmas Carol with, George C. Scott, that would be legendary, I'm just saying.
I'm just looking for what else is here. What else is here? That would be relevant to us. All right, let's do this one. I don't think we can get away with not doing Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Oh, Dave, I hate that movie.
What?
I think it's boring. Now, there are people in the audience that would absolutely disagree with me, but, um, I'm golly.
He literally
Uh,
reads like the entirety of Luke there.
I know. I just think the movie itself is boring. It's like the It's a Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I think that movie's boring too.
I think that movie's pretty dumb. Yeah.
I don't I have to put it in the bad category because I hate it.
What? Hey,
I'm
you're gonna
sorry.
be honest with yourself.
I have to be honest. It's
Oh
just
man, Pa hating the Peanuts gang is so funny.
I feel kind of bad saying that, but because I know that they had Christian stuff in there, but I just
You
from the
just
writing
gotta
standpoint, thought it was boring.
you gotta be true to you, huh?
Yes. I'm sorry. Sorry,
Uh,
everybody.
uh, all right. The movie where President Trump stars in, Home Alone 2.
That is going in the horrible pile.
Oh, really?
I Home Alone, the first one was good. I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen bits and pieces of the other ones. I'm like, this is terrible. Yeah. How can you lose your kid twice? How can you? It's just no. Go to jail. Go
Like,
straight to
yeah,
jail.
the formula's tired at that point. Okay, so let me do you a favor. I'll put the Home Alone 3 and the Home Alone 4 in the trash pile for you.
Yes.
There's only 2 films, and they should have stopped at 1. Um, okay, here's another classic, and we'll wrap up in, like, 2 more after this one. It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, that's legendary.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can follow that one.
That
Let me
was
see it.
the little quick commentary. I think I might have said this before, but that the all the winter scenes that were filmed, it was like 95 degrees in real life. And all the snow you see was all fake. The town was built just for that movie. Like you wouldn't I would have thought, you would have thought, "Oh, they just used a town and set it up." No, it was all props, all built for that. All that snow was I don't remember what it really was, but it was all brought in there. It's fake snow. So when he's running through at night, he's sweating like crazy. You can see it. It's because it's like it was the hottest time of year. It was like record high temperatures, and they're
Of
all
course.
bundled up, pretending they're cold, and they're like roasting to death. So there's a lot of
That
we could do a whole segment on that movie. I've seen like a bunch of back stuff, what happened in that movie. There was a lot of stuff that was ad-libbed, some mistakes that were left in there that they just ran with it because it made it even better. Um,
really, that's cool.
yeah. So anyway, I'll stop there because we're short on time. But yeah,
Yeah, we'll
that's a
we'll
great
we'll
movie.
we'll wrap it up. I'm just saying, if there's anything that's jumping your eye here, um, I don't know most of these, like,
Yeah,
I,
I
uh
don't.
I love the music in this one, like, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, great music.
Yeah, I
Um,
that that's a good movie for kids. I remember watching that when I was a little kid, and honestly, I would put that right up there in probably just because of the age and the classic. That's got to be like a either a great or legendary just for that reason.
alright.
Um,
I love the music in those. I'm not a big fan for this, but for a different reason, not a fan of Rudolph. Not a f and
no,
not a fan of Frosty either. Just not my thing.
I just remember
Um
watching that as kids, and as an adult, I don't care for it. But as kids, we used to watch those every year.
Oh, yeah, me too. That just the way it was. Well, I think that's a good place to call it. There's a lot of really niche stuff, like Love Actually. I think that's a movie that takes place during Christmas.
Yeah,
Um, what
well,
do you mean what do you mean you're not a fan of Rudolph and Frosty? I, uh, I have a problem with super secular Christmas movies.
mm,
Maybe I'm being, like, really too persnickety there. Just
a
not a
talking
fan,
talking
not
reindeer with a red nose.
yeah, not a fan of all that. Just yeah, I kinda I say this, there's not a lot of Christian elements in some of these. Like Elf,
No,
there's, like, none. Die Hard, there's none. But, I do like it a little bit of the Christian elements. I have no problem with Christmas having just the elements that it does have too, some stuff that is good, but maybe not spiritual. But,
yeah,
stuff that's completely the opposite or devoid of it, it kinda rubs me the wrong way. So,
yeah.
I'll say that's just the long and the short of it. Um, it's fine that people wanna celebrate Christmas, but, Christmas is our holiday.
Yep.
Yep, it's about Jesus, y'all. You just have to deal with that, and if you don't like it, you don't have to celebrate.
Nope. Well,
But if
I
you're
think
gonna
this is
celebrate, you're gonna have to deal with the baby Jesus. That's just the
yeah.
way it is. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them.
Well, speaking of, bad Christmas movies, I think we're about to segue into our next, segment here.
Oh,
What do you
snap.
think? Let's
Oh,
do it.
snap. Here we go.
Let's do it. Wonderful. Wonderful.
There's so much AI and all that right there.
The miracle of AI.
So, you and I watched two different Christmas movies.
So here's what
Um,
happened. Here's what happened with that. For some reason, I could not watch the same movie without going. Like it was available for Saturday, which is in 2 days. It doesn't do us any good. So I saw several other titles that had cats in them. Like, so why don't I just watch a different one and see how similar it is to the one you're watching? So I'm going to be really interested to hear your review, and then I'll give a quick review as far as what I saw and see if they're the same with different
okay,
actors.
so can I be really honest? I have enjoyed the Hallmark movies because they are so cheesy. I I love how cheesy they are. It's just like you know it's coming. You feel it down. It's not in your heart. It's somewhere. Lower colon, maybe. Uh,
That's
and
where
so
I
you
feel.
know
Yeah.
what's happening. You know what's happening. They on the screen know what's happening. And they're just so cheesy. And you can call the shots and call the plays like 5 minutes out. And you might just end up with something out of left field, like cowboy music time travel.
I can call them 2 hours out. So
But I watched this one, Christmas in the Catnip Cafe, and it was, well, like I said earlier, I decided I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. I gotta wrap Christmas gifts. I'm gonna watch this movie to review, and it was just boring. Um, it was exactly the script. Big town working lady flies to small town, falls in love with local man. The end.
yeah.
Um, he is, of course, incredibly good looking. He's got like a jaw that could cut glass, and they all have 5 o'clock shadows.
Hmm.
She, is very good looking, and she has a saddish story. And in this case, she inherits this catnip cafe that her great aunt co-owned.
Mm.
That is a cafe that specializes in getting cats adopted.
Oh, that's real.
And so I know that these things are real where they have like food places where they keep animals, but it's like you're asking for like hair in your coffee, cat hair in your
Well,
coffee.
yes, lots of
As a
fur
cat
stuff.
owner, if I just took a quick look at my shirt, I could probably pull off 6 or 7 cat hairs, no problem. But you have to like you're getting cat hair in here. That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah,
But I do that at home. I don't know if I want to go somewhere to get cat hair in my drinks.
yeah.
And
I don't wanna pay
anyway,
for that.
the movie was not cheesy. It was just dull. It was exactly the formula. She goes to this place. She goes to the Catnip Cafe because she wants to sell her half of it to a developer so she could buy a condo in Oakland, California.
Mm.
So the Catnip Cafe is in small town Western New York. Why they keep going back to Western New York, I have no idea. Because Buffalo was just not enough. And you can see the issues already. This, like we were just talking about with It's a Wonderful Life, was filmed in the summertime. You look out the windows in the houses, all the trees have full leaf, like
Yeah,
green leaves on all the trees. I can
yeah.
tell you, being from the Northeast, trees don't have leaves on them in the winter.
Nope.
They're certainly not green if they have like one or two leaf left over that somehow did not fall off.
Yeah, they all
Um,
look like they're dead because they got no
yeah,
leaves.
they're like, I have a family member who said, "Why do we live in a place that's brown and dead?" And that's pretty much from, well, these days the leaves only stay on the trees after they turn colors for like a week and a half. So like from October until sometimes to like May, like you just
Yeah,
have nothing on the trees.
yep.
Um, and so yeah, it ain't like that. It was so predictable. It was not engaging. The cats were funny. The girl ends up adopting the ugliest cat possible, which I thought was the best part of the film because nothing else was good. It was
Yeah.
just dull. I'm here for the cheese factor, and it didn't have the cheese factor. There was just a beginning, a middle, and the end, and I felt every of the 2.5 hours of it.
Mm,
Just I can't. There was no negative spiritual elements. There was no negative adult elements. It was just not good.
yeah,
Um, and when dumb time travel shows up, and you're like, oh snap, there's time travel in a country music movie.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There's
yeah,
something to make fun of at least and laugh about. Yeah,
yeah, nothing,
yeah.
not at all. Yeah, I mean, I was looking for the tropes. I asked my wife who is Santa Claus because Santa Claus, I believe, is in every one in the background, either secret or in person. We couldn't figure out who it was. We couldn't. We They did do the ornament exchange. They always give each other an ornament somehow, and then you could buy the ornament on the website. And there's always Hallmark cards somewhere in the show.
Mm,
There's always a scene where they're drinking coffee or hot chocolate, and
yep.
the ones that we've watched, you could check all these off the list. But yeah, it just wasn't great. It just was dull, and I don't. There was no point to that one. I thought because it'd have cats in it, it'd make Ken's teeth itch. But it ended up being like I just wanted to leave the room, but I couldn't because I had a stack of Christmas presents to wrap and report on it. So to keep it short, if you want to watch Christmas in the Catnip Cafe, go for it. Um, I think that the real lovers of Hallmark movies, you gotta really love Hallmark movies. Otherwise, it's gonna waste your time. I think a family member of yours told me. Let me see if I could see um, what their review was. Yeah, so you guys watched Nine Lives of Christmas, and this family member said, "I watched both, and that they both were very dumb Hallmark movies."
And that's a family member who's a diehard Hallmark fan.
Yes,
So,
so
what does that tell you?
that's I'm not gonna use dumb, but I would say it was dull. It was dull. That's my final review. Hopefully, the next one will be better.
No, it won't. Well, the one I saw was not better. In fact, it sounds almost exactly like what you were watching, only it took place it had to do with, a firehouse, and the girl worked in a pet store. Yeah, it's funny because she only worked part-time, yet she had this nice, beautiful apartment. Um, and,
Of course.
I don't know where I don't know where she got the money from, but same sort of situation, guy falls in love with girl, and it was very predictable. It was very dull. It had 2 cats in it. But it was like there was no funniness, there was nothing to even make fun of. It was like an hour and a half, and it just went through the whole thing at the end. "Oh, they fell in love, that's wonderful, yay." And it was like there was really nothing to, be excited about. Um, I was looking there's, like, several titles that have to do with cats, so I don't know, we just need to avoid those titles and go to something else. But yeah, there was no military, there was no time travel, there was no football players. It was there was a Santa Claus, and there was the whole the rest of the stuff that you talked about that you see in every Hallmark movie. But there was really nothing to write home about with that movie. Like now again, I would agree with you, David. If you're into Hallmark and you wanna watch it, great. There's nothing bad in it. There's nothing bad for kids. I'll give Hallmark props, for the most part, as far as I know, they put out clean movies, and, but, yeah, it was nothing that I would wanna watch again.
Yeah.
So
Now, for everyone to break everyone's heart, because this is our Christmas special, and Christmas is literally a week from today. This
mhm.
is the end of our Hallmark movie reviews for the year.
Yep.
Actually, it kind of stinks to go out on a whimper because the first ones were actually quite strong.
Yeah.
For the like I again, if you it was funny for watching you because it was just like I think you would have enjoyed getting your teeth drilled. For
Mhm.
me, I relished in the cheese. And if you are a guy who loves cheesy movies, or you just like pain, fantastic way to fill up your evening. And I
Indeed.
think if your wives are like our wives, they might actually enjoy their time while you gotta maybe it's like this. You know how some people just like to eat sour candy or bitter?
Yeah.
Maybe that if you're that kind of person, we'll do it. But this series is done. Who's are we gonna we have to go back to watching our movies that we make each other watch. Um, and I don't remember who's up.
I don't either. I think we should figure that out offline and keep our audiences in suspense. What's going to happen when we get back? Because you're right. I didn't even think about that. We did
Um,
not plan that out.
if
Uh,
I'll give the chat a chance. What we
I
could
can
do is if
I can go back and figure it out. I mean, I have everything documented, but right off the bat, I don't know. I
oh,
don't
well,
remember.
Ken and I didn't talk about this, but I'll give the chat a chance. If you want, throw in a movie that both of us should watch,
Mm.
and then we'll figure out a way to watch it between now and our next podcast will not be until we're gonna have to do one earlier, maybe on the 30th or the 29th. We'll let you know. There is nothing next week, and of course, the first is New Year's Eve, so which is a Thursday. So probably either the Monday or Tuesday of the New Year's Eve week, we'll go live again. But if you have a movie you want us to watch, send it in the chat and we'll watch it. If not, I already have an idea, but I'm going to let you guys get to it and we make a Christmas or a Medea Christmas movie.
Yeah, Christmas movie. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
It sounds scary.
If Ken and I made a Christmas movie,
Oh, made a Christmas movie?
that'd be a whole different thing.
We need more time for that.
Yeah, or a lot
And it's
more
not
AI.
Christmas. We're not doing Christmas. So we're
Well, we
done.
just get ahead
For next year? Yeah, we could do it for next year. We do that.
next year. You know what I didn't do this for this Christmas? I didn't buy a Nerf gun because I needed to get a Nerf gun for my kids. I'll see if Amazon will still ship one. I need to pick one up because they want to play some Nerf.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got to do that.
We have a video for that.
No Medea?
Oh, Medea.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
No idea.
We'll find out. We'll find out what that is.
Yeah, contact you. You know who to get a hold of to explain that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So why don't we move into our next section here?
What are we doing,
Ken,
Dave?
I don't know if you've noticed that you've been the Yankee swap and I've been the white elephant the whole time.
I didn't notice I got switched to Yankee swap. I was something else earlier, and I don't remember what it was. It's like when you're
well, you were held over from last time, which was I'm just Ken, and I switched that
yeah.
off.
Okay.
So I just put in like the Yankee swap and the white elephant. Anyway, so let me ask you, Kenneth, have you heard what are the myths that you've heard about Christmas? And everyone's got a myth or a question about Christmas, put it in the chat. I could probably answer a couple of them real quick. What's some of the nonsense or things that you've heard or things that you're just like, is this true about Christmas that you might have heard just throughout your life?
Well, I mean, we talked about a little bit last week the Three Kings myth. Um, what else? What else? What else? The controversy with the question of what time of year was Christ actually born? That's a big question. That's probably the biggest question that comes up. Is that
Okay, so let's I think you're right. I think we talked about Christmas trees. I think we talked about St. Nicholas.
mhm,
Let's talk about December the 25th.
yeah.
So people will say that Christians put Jesus's birth on December 25th to compete with pagans. And that way, what they're doing there is people want to attack and undermine the Christian faith. And so they'll say, those silly Christians, they put it on a pagan holiday because they were competing with the pagans. And what they're really saying that is that Christianity is the same as paganism. It's just nonsense, and that people are willing to put up against one another. And so they'll see religion versus religion, and they'll think it's just all made up garbage anyway. So, in order for power struggles and Marxism thinking, the two competed, and Christianity just happened to outmuscle paganism. But the reality is that why Christmas Day is celebrated on the 25th has nothing to do with paganism. Not at all. Christmas Day is chosen as the birth of Christ, the 25th, because it is believed in Jewish thought that you died on the day you entered the world, if you are famous or important in God's plan. So let me explain. We don't really know the births of a lot of the prophets, but the Jews would record the deaths of the prophets. And so we have their death dates. And Jewish thought was that you died on the same day you entered the world. And so what does that mean? Well, there is in Christianity, not Protestants don't celebrate it, but it is celebrated. Largely Protestants don't celebrate it. Maybe more high church or liturgical Protestants do, but there's the day of the conception. And so Jesus was thought to have been crucified on March 25th. We can trace back Easters all the way back. We can trace back, because it's not Easter, it's Passover. And so we can trace back Passovers based on the Hebrew calendar all the way back to the time of Christ. And so it is thought that he was crucified on March the 25th. And it's also thought that he was conceived on March the 25th. So you add 9 months past March, that puts you in December.
December, yeah.
Huh. And if you are the Lord, you're obviously not going to be late to your own birthday.
Yeah.
So it's thought that, of course, he had a perfect 9 months gestation, which would have him born on December 25th. And so it wasn't done because of paganism. It was done because faithful Christians wanted to know as much about Jesus as possible. And so here's the problem that we Christians have, is we are so inoculated or so used to the idea that God took on flesh that to us, we're like, yeah, that makes sense. But that's a really, really revolutionary, out of the world idea. Like, why? Like, so in Islam, they teach that God would never condescend to take on flesh. God would never do that. Christianity teaches that God was born like we are. He lived like we are. He died and he rose again. Like, he became a human being. He took on a nature unto himself that he wanted to do. And so Christians, because they love Jesus, did whatever they could to find out the day that he was born, to celebrate his coming into the world, that when God stepped in. And so they found the 25th. They did their homework. 9 months later is December 25th. Boom, you have Christmas. And so it's not because of paganism, not because the church just took a wheel and spun it and that was the day. It was because they're using Hebraic tradition to find the date of the 25th. That's it. Now there is some play there. Some people put the crucifixion as late as April the 6th. And so when you get into the Eastern Orthodox traditions, they celebrate Christmas on January the 6th. And so you have within that, you probably have about 2 weeks of play there. And so I could not tell you 100% that it is December the 25th, but I can tell you it's fine, and it's probably a really good guess. Now, why would I hedge my bets there is because the calendar that we use, the Julian or the Gregorian calendar, our calendar has been changed like 3 times since the birth of Christ. They have to shift the calendar a little bit because the rotation of the earth is slowing. And just like how we add an extra day every 4 years, because the change in the earth's rotation, and the speed of its turning, the calendar gets thrown off. And so every now and then they have to throw a day in and put it back, or they have to just shift it back a week or now and then. And by every now and then, I mean like every couple 100 years. This isn't gonna. We're probably not due for a little while, but they do. They have to shift the calendar. So, for example, the calendar that George Washington was using and then you and I are using are actually slightly different.
Okay.
And you go even further back, the calendar that was used at Christ's time to even George Washington's time was a little different. The Julian, the Georgian, and then we're on the current one. And so initially you had the summer solstice was thought to be on the 25th. The winter solstice was thought to be on the 25th. So people say, look, they're stealing from the pagans, the winter solstice. Well, let me ask you a question, Ken. Who invented the winter solstice?
I don't know.
God.
Actually. Okay. As far as well, the date. You talk about.
God chose when the shortest day of the year would be and the longest day of the year is.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So pagans might say like, oh, we're going to do something on the 25th or 21st because it's the shortest or the longest day of the year, but they have nothing to do with it. Like, pagans can't make the sun have a shorter day.
True. Yeah. And I apologize. I'm running on fumes, so my brain's that went over my head. No, you're right. You're right.
It's all good. That's the same criticism. Like, you can't use a Christmas tree. Like, well, who invented the Christmas tree?
Right.
God did.
Right. Yeah.
Just because a few crazy people put on some blue paint and said this is special to us doesn't mean it's special. Doesn't mean it's theirs. And I say that as my ancestors were the ones who were putting on blue paint. Here you go. So here's a fun thing. You're of a Germanic extraction. I'm of a British extraction largely. The Germans are the ones who brought the Christmas tree in the house. Did you know that?
I found that out recently from you.
Yeah. And it was the Brits. The Brits said Christmas trees are illegal.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't realize how short of a time we've actually been using Christmas trees in history.
Oh yeah. Fun thing about, for instance, now we're not Roman Catholic. We're both we're both evangelical. Roman Catholics didn't even celebrate with Christmas trees like in the Vatican until the 20th century. They didn't put one up until the 20th century. Like it's that new in most places.
Yeah,
the Germans had only been using it for like 500 years, and English-speaking peoples of English background have only been celebrating with them for about 150. So a little more than that now. But
so Mary and Joseph.
Yeah, that's how new it is.
Mary and Joseph didn't have a Christmas tree.
Do you think? I wonder if do they have evergreens in Israel?
I don't know.
They have cypress trees.
I wouldn't think they would, but I don't know.
Is a cypress tree an evergreen?
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's where we get the date from.
Okay.
Why don't I know what a cypress tree is? We literally live with these things. They're like in our area. A cypress tree is a type of evergreen. I guess they would have had them.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph did not have a Christmas tree. I'm sure that Jesus loves the Christmas tree now because they're kind of cool. They actually are. Christmas trees are really neat. But yeah, so when people are saying it's a pagan thing, I'm like, well, pagans steal a lot all the time. That's what they do. People will just related. People are looking for reasons not to believe.
Yeah.
That's the big catch is people will use anything as an excuse to not believe in Jesus. Why? Because if Jesus is who he says that he is, then you threaten their self-ascribed divinity. You're saying to them, if Jesus is God, then I am not.
Right.
And that's a threat because suddenly you're responsible for what you're doing. And so when they attack Christmas, what they're doing is they're doing what I'd call a flanking maneuver on the faith. They can't attack Jesus head on, so they're going to attack things around him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, he wasn't born on Christmas. What if he was never born? Or what
Right.
if he really wasn't? He was born, but really it wasn't what you think. Maybe it was just this big, capitalistic, mercantilistic, and by the way, they're freighting modern ideas into the past. That's not how they would have thought. To undermine the Christian faith.
Mm.
And that's the point. You can just if you destroy or undermine the birth of Jesus, then why do we care about him?
Right.
So it's the same thing. We talked about Genesis a couple weeks ago. You undermine or destroy Genesis, then what else is God lying about?
Right.
And he's not a liar. He's not like men that he should lie. So that's why when you see these attacks on Christmas, and you'll see it, it's like the History Channel's filled with like Christmas, like conspiracy at Christmas, or who was the real Jesus?
Right.
Or you'll go to the grocery store and you'll see like all these special edition magazines about who the real Jesus is.
Yeah.
Or of course, you spend 5 minutes on Facebook, you'll see somebody's grandma share a thing about Christmas. It's like, is this really what you think? Like, yeah,
Right.
come on, guys. Don't get your information from a TikTok blast or from a post on Facebook.
No, not a good place.
Um,
Not a good place.
we do live in an age where you can find out things relatively quickly. But it's easy for false information to get out there. So you can confidently worship and love Jesus on the 25th. You can say with, I would say, some good certainty, like to somebody who asked me, like, was Jesus really born on the 25th? You could say he probably was born on it or around it. Depending, and they you could say that with a lot of confidence and say the only reason why I'd say around it or on it was because the calendar shifted over the generations. And most people won't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, things are not as they are at all times. But as you explain it, what you're doing is you're helping people. You're letting people know the hope that is within you. And really, Ken and I love the movies. We love the silly stuff. We really do. But we also want to equip you with apologetics. How do you share the faith? That's kind of something that we just love and is a lot of fun. And so I would say to the Christian at Christmas time, we own the airwaves. This is our holiday. So use it. Make sure you keep Christ the center point of Christmas. When somebody tries to weasel around it saying, well, Christmas is about family, you could say, yes, you're right. It's about you being part of God's family.
Yep.
Or, well, Christmas is about, giving to one another. It's greater to give than receive. And you know what? You're right. The greatest gift ever received was the person of Jesus. And, it sounds, again, you might saying, Dave, you really do love cheese. Guess what? Get it. Just go all in. Go ahead and just do it. It's good. And you know what? Maybe someone will actually come to believe because of your action. Here, Ken, here's a piece of advice I gave my church, and I want to see what you think about this. I told my church family, when Christmas Eve service shows up, do not say to the people, hey, it's good to see you again on Christmas. Here last year? Huh? Like, oh, yeah, going to see you at Easter too, right? Like, don't do that. Don't make them feel like they're coming only on Christmas and Easter. They know they're coming on Christmas, Easter. You know they're coming on Christmas and Easter. Instead, make them feel welcome, and then say a quick prayer for them. Don't like point out that they're never here unless it's a holiday. Like, hey, guess what? I'm glad you're here. And maybe, just maybe, the gospel will hit them and they'll become a Christian, Like that's, and I would, I don't know. Let's see what you think of this, Ken. If you had friends or family members who won't go to church except at Christmas Eve, use it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Hey, you know what? There's something special about going to church on Christmas Eve. It's just something so real and it's so traditional. Use all the things to get people to come.
Yeah.
Like, don't be too good to say, hey, you know what? We got a Christmas cantata. We got a Christmas play. My kids are in it. You should come and see them. They're as cute as buttons. Or, or Ken, you could be like, they made me be a shepherd. You should come and see me. You got to see the getup they have me in.
Yeah.
And, use those things to get people to come because maybe, just maybe, that's the day of salvation and you were part of that process. So And it's worth it. It's totally worth it.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. That's the time of year they'll come if they're gonna come. If they're if they don't come in the rest of the year, it's the Christmas, it's the Easter, time, and that could be the time when they come to the Lord. Is however God works. But um, yeah, it's a great opportunity to invite people who would not normally come. So absolutely,
There's a lot
great.
of need out there. A lot of need.
Yep.
And you could be part of the story that says, like my friend invited me to church for Christmas service and my life changed forever.
Yep.
Like how that is, the angels are literally singing in heaven. And I do believe that there's a crown waiting for you for your boldness to share. Just go ahead and do it. What do you got
Yeah.
to lose? You got nothing.
Yep.
What do you got to gain? What has your friend, your family member got to gain?
Souls are at stake.
Yeah,
And eternity is a long time. Souls are at stake. So
that's right.
yeah, definitely.
Ken, next time we're together, when we get back, we should talk about eternity, because it's been a big thing about, is hell real or not? We'll have to talk about that next time we're good together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Be a great subject. Well, I think this is a good time to wrap things up. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry
Um,
Christmas.
we will see you after Christmas, probably the 29th. We'll
Looks like the 29th or the 30th. It'll be up. We'll post it across all the socials.
Sounds good. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Merry Christmas.